kind of looking forward how this thing's gonna get like this whole kind of unique way of progression, because now they're combining the kind of Clash Royale progression with bits of Marvel Snap progression, bits of like the usual core like star level progression. If somebody's gonna copy it, I'm kind of very, very curious, because this seems like literally custom tailored to this, but still I don't think so it works that well in a way, because for me the biggest gripe is the pacing.
This is no bullshit gaming podcast, 2.5 gamers. Sharing actionable insights, dropping knowledge from our day-to-day user acquisition, game design, and ad monetization jobs. We are definitely not discussing the latest industry news, but having so much fun. Let's not forget this is a 4 a.m. conference discussion vibe, so let's not take it too seriously.
All right, welcome everybody. This is session number 84. Welcome. My name is Matej Lančarič.
I'm Felix Braberg.
And I'm Jakub Remia.
We are your hosts, and also we're working as a consultants to help your game grow. So I'm the UA guy, Felix is on the admin side, and Jakub is a game designer. So thank you very much for stopping by and asking us like if we actually do something else. We do.
Yeah, we do. This is not our full-time job.
Yeah, we actually do.
All right, enough bullshit.
No, wait, not enough bullshit. We still have a few things. So today we are actually talking about Warcraft Rumble and the global launch review. Well, it's not too many things to review, but we will get there. I'm going to talk about a little bit of a soft launch point of view, and then like how it changed into the global launch. But then I think we need to talk about the Ignite thing we had last week, which was actually quite good. Everybody was very positive. Yeah, very positive about our presentation about unlocking the success of hybrid casual games. People said it's 10 out of 10, the best presentation. And also a few people said it was almost like a stand-up comedy connected to sharing knowledge bombs. So, yeah, great energy. We had T-shirts. We don't have any T-shirt left, so I guess it was quite good. Thank you very much for coming and sharing all the feedback for different things. So, yeah, that's great. There's also Berlin happening this week. Sadly, I'm not coming because my daughter is sick, but I'm going to go to South Korea next week, so that's why I'm staying at home. So everybody's healthy to be prepared for South Korea, because we have a party which we are throwing up with Load Complete. Yes, G-Star. So see you there. Okay. Let's start. I guess it's gonna be a lot of game design stuff. We need to get through.
Don't sound so annoyed.
No. Actually, like this game is quite better than I expected.
It's better than expected, but there's a lot of question marks for me, because essentially it's like kind of a lot of things that I feel are missing, at least from an ad monetization side, and probably from a UA side as well, right? But we'll get there.
Well, let's say Blizzard is not the
mobile first publisher.
Mobile first UA company. Let's call it that way. It's not even close to whatever Supercell is doing.
Yeah, but these launch is like, it's a great game, but like the fact they're not mobile first, there's a lot of money they've lost out on in this first couple of weeks, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, I think like I have a little bit of different opinion here.
Good.
Well, tell us, Mister. I have a different opinion.
For me, this is really, really properly done in case of monetization wise. Like some of the things that I have there, like I'll talk the spender numbers.
Okay, but is that the only thing in this piece of global launching, like the technical issues and everything? Like, I mean, like
we'll get
crashing
like
fuck.
We get to all the can of worms that we are having here. Okay, let's start with this. So TLDR, for those listening, this is basically Clash Royale, which much more complex core gameplay and progression. Both are kind of very heavily iterated, with heavy PvE focus instead of PvP. As everybody knows, Clash Royale is the PvP game that everybody plays against competitively each other with 1v1 battles. This is mainly using the player versus environment, meaning that those are pre-designed levels, raids, dungeons, locations, pretty much mainly against computer. And the gacha system is very custom. I would say.
I played like 2 or 3 PvP matches, and then the rest is just PvE and then raids. And
Yeah, it's more of a like nice to have rather than the focus, which at Clash Royale is complete center. So we'll see. By the way, what's your levels? The usual question.
So my level, well, the collection level is 6, and then I just unlocked raids on the level 31 or whatever that is.
You mean dungeons?
Dungeons.
Yeah,
Sorry,
okay.
dungeons.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, 12. I mean, like
12. Okay.
I actually, I like the game. It's not bad.
Like I'm missing few sigils into every campaign, but pretty much seen it all. Like it's like quite kind of fast unlocking.
Have you seen the ugly font that's on the load screen? So it's like Times New Roman, where it just everything is so polished except the goddamn font is like
and it's very bad.
New Rebirth
because the loading screens are very long.
Sometimes
longer than the pages themselves.
So you really notice it. It's just like I was like, is that maybe they could have used Comic Sans instead? I don't know. It's like the only font is uglier.
That would be amazing. But the game is honestly like it's quite hard if you don't pay attention.
Yeah, we'll get to it because it's like one of the different changes that they did, and it really shows. Okay, so to go properly, this was soft launch August 9th this year. It was already announced last year, and from that point on, it was kind of nobody knew anything about it, and then suddenly this August we've seen it. It was released on November 2nd, if I get that right. Not exactly November 3rd. As
not even November 2nd. Like when I checked the numbers, the downloads increased already on October 30. So it's like this week. Okay. Yeah, this week was kind of interesting in terms of like this pre-registration, which was kind of in this case like bullshit because I didn't get the push notification or just it didn't start downloading. We already saw it kind of like in the store like November 2nd, but I guess it was sitting there also like
I think I got the push notification. How did we knew that it
because I downloaded it on my phone and you were searching for it in the room like when we Ignite. There's like, oh well, let's try to play.
Okay, yeah. Regarding the numbers that we see, so it seems that regarding downloads, it's getting pretty big traction.
Allegedly.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know, like, where's the truth.
It's to be expected. This is a Blizzard game. There was this giant BlizzCon announcement around it. I've seen through whole, 1 hour announcement, even to further roadmap. I can talk about it later. So it had some press, don't get me wrong. It has the pre-reg campaign running in, and it has, been kind of hyped up a little bit, let's say. Not that I would say is, typical for something like, for instance, Supercell game, but yeah, it's getting big traction. So we're talking something like, 500k, 600k downloads a day currently?
Most probably, I think most probably a little bit more. One tool says 300,000 daily. The other one says anything between 600 and million a day. So
but it's it will need to stabilize with a little
bit more
data.
So I think it will stabilize around 400,000 per day.
Yeah,
downloads.
In downloads, right?
In downloads, in downloads.
Okay. Regarding the revenue, then
that's even worse.
It's even worse. Worse not in case of revenue, but in case of what we see in accuracy. So some things say it's 10 times less, then some things say it's 10 times more.
So the thing is, thank God we have the Sadness multiplayer, and that we kind of reviewed a lot of games. So I think we have pretty good kind of estimates by this point, or maybe we won't. We'll see. But I would say the game makes anything between 250,000 to 400,000 a day in revenues.
IIP revenue only.
IIP revenues, because there is no admon, obviously.
Sad.
Yeah.
I would go, to be honest, I would go a little bit more optimistic because I've seen the monetization and it's very, very enticing. So I would still go what we see in some of the other things, which is 600k a day already. But it's peaking pretty fast, meaning that probably by the end of the week it will peak.
Yeah, because there is no UA. No UA.
Spend up is there, but there's no UA, and downloads will fall off pretty strong here. Keep in mind that, as Matej seen, there's not this giant UA push because this is what's still missing in Blizzard's arsenal. They're not really doing it like a proper mobile free-to-play company would do.
Yeah, if you don't put new users in, like you can't expect this to grow until.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, you still make like 500k a day or even more. That's problem, but downloads will fall off, and then retention will kick in, and then we'll kind of stagnate. It's like nothing works without giant UI push in these days. If you want to have like top 10 game, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
so
this is a good start, but let's see how it goes because I was. But yeah, it will get.
Yeah,
there,
it's a really good start for those counting out. 500 to 600k a day equals to something like up to 20 mil a month if it would stay there. So
yeah,
we'll see.
And then there's the question if this is enough for Blizzard or whatever. But it's like
if I remember correctly, the launch month of Clash Royale was something like 65 mil a month. That was the launch month of Clash Royale.
Well,
just to get the reference here.
Yeah, just to get the reference. Okay. Well, this is most probably not going to get very close to that.
Yeah. As we see, most of the kind of revenue is coming, of course, from US and then the usual kind of EU tier 1 countries. But
there's France and Germany, which are like apparently the biggest, and then we have what else?
Yeah, South Korea is
South Korea.
Big.
Yeah,
Taiwan is kind of big.
I saw South Korean creatives and texts on Facebook, so I see.
But Blizzard is also very strong in Asian countries. I mean, Asian outside China, or even in China, I would say. But this is not released in China mobile market, if I get it right. Not yet.
Because show a game.
Well, it's already.
Yeah,
showing.
So show the game. Yeah.
Here's a font. Here's a font.
Here's the Felix favorite font.
Oh, it's so ugly. It doesn't fit in at all.
Yeah. So we'll see. So first things first. So they took the core gameplay of Clash Royale, the one that you know, and then added a few other vectors, or pretty much extended the game through a few other vectors to make it much more deeper and complex. And this is, I think, mainly done because most of their content is PvE, and in order to make PvE content happen, you just need bigger maps because you just couldn't communicate the level through level design. Keep in mind, Clash Royale is just one screen, like no scrolling. Like here, for instance, he would be my towers, he would be their towers, and that's it.
Yeah,
and
that's it. The scrolling is annoying as fuck.
It's annoying, but there wasn't any other way to do it. Like
serves the purpose. Okay, got it.
Because for me, just to get like very big overview, this seems like the same play as Hearthstone, where what they do is that they just use Warcraft universe content and try to emulate the WoW experience through this game. Similarly, how I did it through Hearthstone. In Hearthstone, we have the same thing. Like the PvP part of Hearthstone is the same. Like the raids, the mechanics, everything is adjusted to feel like you're playing World of Warcraft. Here is the same, where again you think you have the same references, same lovable characters, everything, and it feels like you're playing the dungeon of World of Warcraft, the one that you played 20 years ago. Because currently we are the main kind of audience here.
Yeah, of course.
Blizzard games aren't that popular these days. Like World of Warcraft is great, but don't get me wrong, it's not Fortnite.
So, it's not for like a young audience.
Exactly. So I think they're using the same playbook. The main thing is, of course, that the energy vector is much different, meaning that in Clash Royale you spawn units for elixir, but here they added this kind of a gold mining mechanic with did I screw up? With where is the kobold guy? Yeah, here is the kobold guy, where every deck automatically, even you don't have even a choice here, is included with this kobold guy who mines ore veins, and there are also chests which adds elixir to your, well, not elixir, but pretty much the mana currency, the gold currency that you spawn units from. This is the first very, very big change they have there. The other very, very big change that they have these flagging towers, which means that if I flag the tower, I can then spawn units right there, and I don't need to, pretty much start directly from my base, which is again very, very big difference because now we need to scroll and go to this tower because we're not pushing from this unit, and we could be pushing from that unit or like the soul stones, whatever. So I think again this is just a natural extension that they needed to add because if the maps are so long, going always from your base would be just impossible. So you need some kind of a checkpoint to go here. Then
it would take like
the other thing, which again plays
minutes.
directly into it, is that you have these unbound units like this guy, which I can spawn pretty much anywhere I want on the map, which is completely against the Clash Royale thing, where you are in Clash Royale, you are mainly trying to focus the influence, like the territory that you control, where you can spawn the units. If you destroy the towers, you lose that control, meaning the opponent can spawn closer to your base, like over the river, which is again the like different case here. The other thing, of course, making it more complex, they have these leaders or like the hero characters that are pretty much the main point in all of the decks. They're kind of carrying the whole deck, and it can be only one leader per deck, and it's usually so kind of important abilities that you build the whole deck around him. You can spawn multiple of these on the field, but still, like every deck is pretty much done around this kind of a leader. And I'm getting completely slaughtered here because talking and then concentrating.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing. You can't very much like do anything else. You need to focus on the gameplay, because if you miss one thing and you're fucked immediately.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. And all of these things that I just mentioned, which extend the complexity and depth of the game, creates a much more core game in itself, because there's many mechanics, and by the way, they're being thrown at you very, very fast.
Very quickly,
the tutorial is very, very short.
Very steep learning curve.
Yeah, in Clash Royale, the tutorial would be playing the same game with same kind of a deck multiple times, teaching you mechanics one by one. Here, no. Here they're using the usual Blizzard way, which meaning you learn as you play, because we give you content to learn on, but you can, force your head around it sometimes, and you're just banging your head against the wall if you don't understand it.
Yeah, and so like the question is, would this be advantage or disadvantage? Because then...
that's the thing, because it's definitely not playing into the mass market formula. It's playing into the usual Blizzard formula, because Blizzard formula, and it always was in World of Warcraft, was that they release raids and nobody knows what these raids do. You literally go into this kind of progress part, and you discover as you go. So when you finally beat the first phase of the boss, amazing, and then you get immediately slaughtered in the second, because now he does this, so let's start over. So all of the raids and tactics, those were like one of the big pride things that World of Warcraft did, where you need to learn everything pretty much by trial and error. And this is kind of the same, which for Blizzard audience works perfectly. I don't think so. There's a problem. But are we talking about mass market mobile game here, or just some kind of a pet project?
Yeah, that's where I was aiming for. Like, is this for? Because of course, I played this, and I kind of like lost a few times until I kind of understood like what I should do, because nothing was explained properly. I was like, okay, well, this is Warcraft, so okay, I will give it a chance. And then
because it makes sense, because you know the characters, you intuitively know what they do because you've seen them. But if you've seen them for the first time, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah.
So that is like one of my biggest gripes with the game, in a way that maybe they see it better than me regarding they have some research numbers, whatever, some kind of estimates, that this would be better for them, rather than to kind of dump down the game and do it much more mass market, much more streamlined in a way. So don't know, but definitely this is not going, like, for me, I don't think so this is going to achieve the scale of Clash Royale, just because it's just much more niche. It's much more niche, much more core,
more hardcore,
much less approachable, much less intuitive to begin with. Don't get me wrong, it can still make millions, but it's probably never going to achieve the same scale as Clash Royale, because Clash Royale is just elegant simplicity. It's literally elegant simplicity that all of the systems pace nicely themselves. All of the things are kind of done for you in a way. Nicely, the units are given to you slowly as you progress to arenas. You cannot even get them sooner. It's impossible. Here, you can get every unit pretty much all the time. So that's there. Like, the positive side of it, that is PvE, meaning that you don't feel bad that you lose. And this is something that I think Blizzard is hoping on, that in PvE, if you lose, you don't can lose anything.
In Clash Royale, if you lose, you can't progress, basically.
Yeah, you just can't progress, but you can still kind of bang your head against the puzzle, try to switch your composition and figure out the puzzle. Then you have this great aha moment and stuff like that. It's like very amazing, and I would say satisfying for some people. For some, they just kind of lose temper and don't care. But the other thing is that again, they're just using their formula from Blizzard days, like PC style.
Yeah,
because in normal mobile games, you just want to widen the funnel as much as possible while you're throwing bricks into your funnel, literally.
Yeah.
Because you have Warcraft IP, you can do whatever you want, but I don't think like it's gonna work on.
Like you said, I don't think so. The days of Warcraft being, on your South Park every season, are over.
We know the IP, but like That's
we know
our
the IP.
kind of generation.
Yeah, but does every 20-year-old know the IP? I don't think so.
No. Most probably no. Then they have to just do a
now in
collab
South Park, they're
before
talking about Baldur's Gate 3, you know?
It's not Warcraft.
Yeah, so as I said, this also changes the whole kind of a setup of the map compared to Clash Royale. Like the PvP works kind of the same. You have your base, they have their base, you need to destroy. But with all of these maps, levels, raids, dungeons, you need to destroy boss, which usually involves some kind of puzzle mechanic, meaning that whatever. Here we have a poison aura, something, which means that probably fragile units won't survive here. So if I have a healer here, I have a pretty good counter against him, blah, 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 for instance. That's there. So, yeah, it's literally, for me, it's literally kind of emulating a little bit the experience of World of Warcraft. On me going through dungeons, learning the tactics, the mechanics, trying to kind of pay attention to all of these kind of different elements on the screen. It's kind of very attention heavy, I would say. Like you see, just by talking, I cannot really properly play it because I'm.
No, you need to focus on the gameplay.
You need to focus.
Otherwise you're fucked. You can't. It's not like any
Clash
other.
Royale.
Yeah, basically.
Clash Royale is just much easier to get into. So my guess is this was deliberate. It's not that like because they don't know. It's my guess is because they deliberately choose to do it this way. Because I think it just goes directly like competing, or let's say it's directly targeted at their fan base that they know like Blizzard people will do this, and yeah, probably it will work definitely. But as I said, like scale wise, it's a problem. Yeah, I'll need to let you two talk when I actually.
Yeah, honestly, like when Matej's doing his UA review, you should play a game when you're focused, so that you can show our viewers that you can win.
You can actually win.
Yeah, because I'm just like slaughtered.
Yeah.
Okay. The other big difference, as I was talking, is progression, and this is where the kicker happens. In Clash Royale, progression is very smooth and very paced because you have those loot boxes, and the pool of those loot boxes increases by your arenas, meaning that if you start the game, you just played with 8 characters or I don't know, 7 or whatever, some kind of a very small number. You slowly learn them up, and then you progress to next arena, and 1, 2, or 3 character gets added in, and the process repeats. You can learn to play them, counter them, how they work, how they play, and so on. And this goes on and on and on until the last arena. It's very gradual, very smooth, very easy to get into, very approachable. Here, it's completely different. Pretty much all of the acquisition in the game regarding characters is a choice. It's always a choice. In Clash Royale, they pretty much scripted it for you, so you don't even have a space to make bad decisions. Here you can make bad decisions all the time.
Yeah.
Literally all the time. Like immediately when you select the leader, it could be like one of the worst ones for PvE, let's say, because early game is mostly
you suffer
PvE.
quite heavily.
Yeah, you suffer quite heavily. You're stuck with your choices. There's like no way to do
that's what happened to me. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
It was quite hard from the beginning.
You didn't get the healer Tyrion guy, did you?
No.
You get the Cairn guy, the Tauren one.
Yes.
Of course, which is kind of shit compared to Tyrion. My Tyrion kind of face rolled like the early game like there was nothing because he was healing himself and everybody around him.
Oh, easy.
Yeah,
I didn't have. But the thing is, I didn't get that option.
Yeah, you didn't
the first time. That's the
because it's randomized. It's randomized to even for the starting character. No more Charmander, Bulbasaur, Pikachu.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Great analogy.
Yeah.
So you literally can get like Slowpoke because we decided to.
Exactly. Yeah, because you can. Because why not? And then
so
you
by
kind
the
of
time
suffer.
I have my Charizard already at level 50. You are just crawling with Slowpoke.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I'm kind of with the Magikarp.
Magikarp.
Oh, that's very true. Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah,
now it's slightly different, but yeah, like it was a very painful start. You were like, oh, well, this is great. Like I can heal myself with the another Tyrions. Like,
and I don't get this why they don't have it scripted because
the first
nobody
funnel, cares about the mobile and the
you want to script it because you want to have as smooth funnel as possible for everyone.
It's like watching EA make a mobile game. It's just like it's not the same as watching Scopely release a mobile game. It's so different.
Yeah, because it's not mass market, it's niche. And that's the thing. It's gonna be niche.
I know, like even Pokemon does it. Like Squirtle, Charmander, Bulbasaur, they're not there from like because they wanted to.
But that's not everybody thinks like this.
Yeah.
But maybe they will change the onboarding at some point in the future. But I'm not sure.
They definitely want to change the onboarding because the game is just much more complex. On top of it, you throw this wrench into it because you just picked the wrong hero. So
No,
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Because you didn't even have the right to pick the right hero. Because sometimes you get unlucky.
Exactly. And
good lesson in life, though.
This continues because later down the line, you have these troop choices, which can get rewarded by either this kind of scripted progression from sigils or from the kind of a map choices themselves. I think here I have for instance, here you see a troop choice.
Yeah.
And again, you get the choice between two characters. Which one do you pick? Or do you pick the one that you already have leveled? You don't know. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
How good is the one that you're picking? Is it complementing your deck or no? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
And you're stuck with your choices again because there's limited resources to get there. And on top of it, this is the scripted acquisition. Then we have this piece of work called grid, which is even better. The game never tells you how it works, and this is the main source of acquisition of all the other characters.
I felt really stupid because I couldn't work out what this was, and I didn't want to bring that up, but I was looking at this like, I don't understand this.
Like, this is the great innovation that everybody's talking to, but the execution of explanation is nowhere.
Yeah, it's missing. It's
literally missing. Like, do you know even how these things works, Felix? Just by playing?
No, I just said I didn't want to talk about it because I don't know how it works.
You'll be very, very surprised. So it works in a way that it always have 5 cards.
Yeah.
And then if I, let's say, select this card, the cards horizontally and diagonally gets reset. So I'm losing these two. If I select the talentful Sylvanas here, I cannot get the Golem and this guy because they get out. Okay. And new things comes in. The other thing is that this thing kind of resets every day, but just the bottom row. Meaning the only bottom row. So the whole thing kind of collapses on the bottom row and new row is added on top.
Okay.
Then you can move the characters to horizontally and diagonally to kind of keep them, switch them, blah, 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 stuff like that. Okay. We're not finished. In this week,
of course we're not.
Only Horde character leaders can spawn. So if I don't pick up a Horde character leader now, I need to wait the full rotation, which is 4 other weeks, because there's Horde, Blackrock, Alliance, Undead, and Beasts, until again Horde leaders appear here. Okay. And then, this is the biggest problem, which is nowhere to be told. When you start upgrading your units to uncommon, like this guy, for instance, if I buy this green guy, he gets to be uncommon, which means he unlocks his talent slots. Because the progression is very deep, units have talent slots.
But you need to get those talents.
Yeah, like here in Sylvanas. Here's a talent. This is not like I'm buying Sylvana, I'm just buying talent for Sylvana. And the thing is, when you unlock too many characters into uncommon, all of their talent starts appearing here. And you cannot get the normal characters because
but you can move those.
Yeah, you can move, and it costs gold, which you
don't
have.
But it costs 5 gold. It's not that hard, but still, It's...
What you do for an ad placement, but they don't probably know what the reward of that is, right?
The other big difference is that in Clash Royale, if I'm increase my arena, all of the shard gains, like how much cards per character I'm getting, increases automatically because progressing higher, more costs, more requirements, because characters always cost like exponentially more. Like every single level is like doubling the amount of resources needed. Like for instance, if we go here, for instance, here it takes like 200. If we go to level 11, it will be like 400, whatever. But the thing is that what increases this? So there's this hidden thing called collection level benefits. And collection level benefits works completely unintuitively, because what it implies that the best investment for you is to buy all of the characters that you don't have at the first like common level, all of them, because it automatically pumps them up to your current kind of collection level new units boost, meaning that already you pump it up to level 7. So I get 7 level ups already because you upgrade your collection only through level ups. And that's the thing. That, for instance, at the beginning, I was investing all my shards and like troop choices into characters that I already got, and I was like crawling very, very slowly. I'm like, wait, like in Clash Royale, like, you invest into deck you're playing, not like all the other characters. But here, this is it. This is it.
Yeah,
it's very unintuitive.
And that's when we talked about this on Saturday. I started kind of buying all these like different common characters, and suddenly like my collection level increased by 2. It's like, oh, wait a second, and now I can get more shards in the quests. Like, huh?
Yeah, and this is nowhere to be said in the whole game, because, for instance, here in the shop, if I go here, the chests now for 60 gold are giving like 300 shards. Before it was like 100.
150. I have it on for 150.
For the same gold cost, because it's scaled. It needs to scale. Like in Clash Royale, somehow it needs to scale. This is the system that they choose. Because on top of it, it's not the usual kind of a random gacha. And actually what they did is I think they took the mechanics from Marvel Snap, where in Marvel Snap, you get, of course, those are not power progression cards, but the skins, you get shards randomly selected on a random card from your deck, which happens also here. That after you finish a game, every time a character levels up a little bit from your deck. So this is the same principle, that things that you are playing with level up. Same goes for quests, that quests are given on two of the quests are given from characters from your deck and one randomly from your collection. So you level up what you play. The other thing here is that the PvE saga, no, it's big, is just like tutorial. There's heroic campaign later, which is kind of very, very hard, and like AIs have like super big advantages there. Then there's dungeons and raids. Let's just talk about dungeons. Dungeons is pretty much a roguelite mode.
Yeah.
Very nice to have.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Again, nostalgia completely, because you're playing all those World of Warcraft dungeons. You need to do this because it upgrades your leader's army slots. And this is where we get really deep into customization. So let's take our leader here. And not only you upgrade his level through these shards, you also need to upgrade his rarity, because this game doesn't have like kind of fixed rarity. Every unit can be upgraded to legendary, all of them.
Yeah.
So you slowly upgrade his rarity, which takes this special currency called Arclight or whatever light. You get that from dungeons and raids. You need to get copies of this unit, which gives you star, and then this kind of just regen, which is just like a lot of gold. And then you upgrade the character. And then after you do this, you can select a new talent from him, which is, again, another noob trap, because if you select the wrong talent,
you're
stuck with it. You're stuck with it, literally. Again,
you can't reset.
Like, you can't reset, because, again, you need to buy it somewhere and then, like, upgrade it, like, 10 times more to the other rarity. Again, it's a giant noob trap. Like, for instance, here, like, if I didn't select the Divine Shield, my unit would be literally 2 times kind of weaker here, because that's the best talent. In concentrate, a lot of people like, sounds good, why not? But you cannot change it.
Yeah, you can change it. I was like, okay, so I have 3 options now. Like, I have no fucking
idea. And you can use only like one talent at a time anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I have no idea, like, what the fuck, like, any of these, like, do. And it's like, okay, well, without obviously like Googling for all the builds and everything. Okay, it's like, okay, fuck.
You literally need this. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course.
You need to Google for this shit. Otherwise, you break your
Did you Google?
Progression. Of course. No, there's like, Excel sheets for all of this.
You seriously ask this question, Mr. Jakub?
Well, I was going to ask which Pokemon he chose on Game Boy, but I thought this was more, applicable. Definitely Bulbasaur.
Like I just Bulbasaur. Like went with all of it, because then the leaders also upgrades their slots, which like these upgrades are given through dungeons. Each dungeon needs to be replayed, or let's say leaders needs to replay these dungeons 21 times, to get full like upgrades on all of those slots. And again, you're choosing the slots, but at least these ones you can change at all
Where's
times.
The like what does it mean, the slots?
The upgrade slots?
Yes.
Yeah, so it increases your level. It's literally a bonus to your levels. So for instance, here my Griffin here, if I switch it with Murlocs, notice that its level goes down to 8. Because
I see. That's okay, now
it's nowhere to be told.
Yeah.
I didn't get that until you explained it. Like, what?
Yeah, exactly. So it gives
we
bonuses.
play games very differently, Remo.
Yeah, I know. I play games with Excel sheets, and you read it.
I play
for
builds.
Fun.
Yeah, no. Fun.
I mean, like there are games you play for fun, and there are games if you want to progress, you need to read all of this shit.
Yeah.
If this is like this niche, like that, like this.
Exactly. So here, for instance, it's very good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's another level of great customization, because the leaders have 3 kind of mandate like fixed slots. Like, for instance, here Tyrion has 2 alliance and 1 tank slot, and then these other 3 you pretty much select from 5 or 6 different tags that you can customize your deck and then switch it. Like, the customization is literally endless. Like, I can every single unit, not just leader, every single unit have 3 talents. Every single one of them. So. And, you can change the talents on a leader, you can change them on all those units, you can change the army slots. So it's very, very deep customization, and then plays very well into the level design, because, of course, the level design and even the dungeons themselves, they require you again going into rotation to bring a specific hero. For instance, this week there's the Dire Maul dungeon for a whole week, and I can only bring Horde heroes. If I don't have Horde heroes, I cannot even play the dungeon.
Honestly, right, I just noticed those like custom army slots. I was like, okay, fuck it. Yeah, I didn't even know. And now I see like,
because
oh
there's
well,
no tutorial for it.
Yeah, like there's horde bonus for this. Like, oh well, okay, at least I have this, and then I have, man, this fucking okay.
But this is typical Blizzard in a way that they're literally counting with you being kind of hardcore PC Warcraft fan, which is like this is second blood for me. Like I when I go, like first thing you do with these games, like you go to tier list and you see which units are the best, and then you go after them, and then you see the decks there, like which are the top tier decks, and you go after them.
Why don't they put that in the game? If it's so important, like why is that not in the game?
I don't get that. I don't get it. Why not? Like I've seen a few games having like this kind of Wikipedia page or whatever, or like even AFK Arena has it.
Yeah,
where
but
it
put
says,
a link in it at least.
AFK
Like
Arena literally has like a winning combination, like from other players on the level, and you can check like what's the winning combination of people that actually won this level, and you can copy their deck. They have it in the game. So yeah, this is very, very hard here in a way. Like as I said, the approachability is the biggest downside of this whole game. Like it's a nice iteration on Clash Royale. Like the core gameplay is very, very nicely adjusted for PvE content. Don't get me wrong; it's like kind of masterfully crafted, and I'm really looking forward like playing all of these things because, for instance, raids. They already announced a race on BlizzCon. There's going to be a Ragnaros raid where you can get like the Ragnaros leader, like everybody favorite flaming elemental guy.
Yeah.
There's going to be co-op raids actually, so 2 people can play against the computer, which is very, very good, and it plays very well into PvE games. They're really not going into the PvP motivation because, by the way, this is one of the things that's kind of very, very steady in life. The older you are, the less competitive you get. That's like,
yeah, of course,
research based.
I don't fucking care about the
This
PvP
plays very
anymore.
well, like as I said, like to Warcraft, like core Warcraft fan base like us, it plays very well. We don't want to compete with some kind of 15-year-old that's going to kick our ass.
Yeah,
we want to slowly grind through the dungeons, buy slowly everything, all the combinations,
my own pace,
and not get teabagged by some 12-year-old in America.
Yeah, exactly. So it plays very well for the core audience of Warcraft and Blizzard, but I don't think so anyone else. And that's why I don't think so. Why don't you announce a PC client? Like, this is so much better on PC, and you said you won't do PC client at all.
Yeah, it's like it's weird. It's
but here you are playing it on PC anyway, Remia, right?
Well, we'll just get to technical issues. So let me just
but
finish.
The thing is, like, I opened up my Battle.net account on my PC, and there's like Warcraft Rumble. Scan the QR code, download it on your mobile. Like, why the fuck I can't play it on my phone? Like, like, just put it there. Like, come on, it's weird. I would rather play it on my PC than on
Of course,
on
and
my
you
phone.
can have
offset
the stores or revenue cuts.
I wanted to connect exactly. That's another thing. Like, obviously, you have your own launcher. So
because it's on Battle.net account, which is the same.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, and easy 30% on top of whatever you're earning. Why not? And then I was like, I wanted to connect my Battle.net account on phone, and I wasn't even able to because it was like fucking crashing all the time. Like, okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll see. Let me finish this. So PvP. Yeah. So main 2 things when you're stuck at the campaign, which you eventually stuck, or heroic or normal campaign, is quests, which are you can pretty much play them forever, but it's 20 per day cap, which is pretty good.
20 quests per day.
Yeah, but they refresh, so probably you'll never run out. I never run out of them. I play it all the time. And then you play the PvP, which is I would say a little bit more challenging than even the normal gameplay. It's kind of dominated by all those like main PvP characters like Baron, Tyrion, and all these guys. If you don't have the leader, just even like higher PvP, don't even try. You just get raffle stomped. But as I said, like it's not needed. Like PvP by itself, it doesn't have a specific resource that is exclusive. Dungeons do. Dungeons have that Arclight energy, whatever. The PvP here, if you look into it, it's just normal resources on top. Like you can get all of these things from outside of the game. Doesn't matter. So it's the typical Blizzard approach. Even with like World of Warcraft, PvP there is nice. Like the battlegrounds is nice. You can have your own progression with the like PvP gear, but it doesn't matter. Like a lot of people don't even play it. Yeah, it's nice things to have. So I think that's good because otherwise it would be bad. And they also added this nice mechanic of like 3 different modifiers again from Marvel Snap that are changing the flavor of the PvP, which is kind of nice. So it's good as it is. I wouldn't fret about.
Also, have you seen the this? Yes,
yeah, guild
this,
system.
How the fuck I'm supposed to get in here? I mean, it's like 5 clicks, and suddenly I was playing and saw this like chest on the top. It's like, what the fuck is this? I was like, oh, it's another. Okay.
Yeah,
and they don't explain how it works, and it's just like,
don't explain how it works at all.
Click the info button. Click the info button.
Okay.
Yeah, like thanks. Cool story, bro.
Yeah, like those, our usual hand-holding click here, click there tutorial with like character telling you, no, we just hit this.
I wouldn't even read that, obviously, but still, at least I know, I kind of know it's here, I guess.
Yeah, so here it's like some kind of just tracks your progress and adds it to one kind of package. People already screaming in my guild that like kick the ones that are not contributing.
Yeah.
Blah,
also,
blah, blah.
For those who are listening, go to YouTube or Spotify just to see what we are looking at. Because Jakub is sharing the screen and showing out the Warcraft Rumble kind of gameplay.
The important thing, like the exclusive one, is Sylvanas, the new hero that they give through this mechanic. But again, if you don't have it here from the PvP, doesn't matter. You get it in the grid next season. So again, it's not exclusive. Like whatever PvP does is not exclusive. It's nice to have, which is good because
also I don't even know like how I contribute into this kind of war chest. By the way, I have no
just
idea.
by playing.
Just by playing. Okay, then
it tracks pretty much your progress. We play Arclight Surges and earn PvP honor. So do these two modes contribute.
Arclight. Okay, I play Arclight. Okay.
Yeah, Arclight Surge, even though I don't have it on the map, is the main way of getting gold after you run out of like early game fixed rewards, which just kind of force you to replay 2 of the regions here on the map with some kind of a random modifiers. You're not really using your units or some kind of super flavor mechanic of glass cannon, whatever, and you farm the gold for 2 days. That's it, and it's like 600 gold or something like that.
Yeah, Sega. I don't think
it's
week. Yeah, it's not available anymore. Oh no, I have one which is now.
Yeah. Like,
so your army is replaced with troops from Beast and Alliance families instead of whatever I have, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, so as I said, like this is pretty okay. The monetization part and why I think it's working so well, and this game actually I think will make millions, don't get me wrong, from that BlizzardCon fan base, is because the monetization is done very, very properly on top of this grid thing. So if we omit the fact that nobody knows this and we are already by that point that I completely know how to use this, it's actually great. Because it has this very, very big pressure of you don't never know what's come up with it, and if you don't have money for it, it will run away. So it's this kind of permanent offering thing. And for instance, it spawns even rare units, which are like 900 gold per piece. And you want to buy them because it saves you gold, because otherwise if you're going to rare unit rarity, normally it would cost even much more. So this works perfectly for me. It's pretty much like a permanent offer innovation in a way, and with this kind of nice gamified way. I think it's good. The other thing is that they have very, very nice starter pack, which is a piggy bank in itself, which is this Arclight booster.
It's
which
not very much starter pack if you need to pay 20 euros.
But keep in mind it increases in gold all the time. It's there forever.
True.
So it's the one that kind of remains here. But it's very good because the more you play, the more gold it accumulates, and it has lifetime 50% gold and 20 shards increase, which is very, very good. Then most of the monetization, I think, is done currently, the one we see in the charts, through these progression offers, meaning that those are triggered when you kind of end up in some kind of progression point. So let's say you acquired Sylvanas, you acquired Cairn Bloodhoof, you finally beat Warder on whatever region or something. So those are progression offers. Then you have the normal daily offers here, the special offers that reset, which are just like common stuff. And then on top of it, I would say you have these other daily offers which you can reset, which can be paid again with gold. This is a little bit different than grid, but it's pretty much the same thing as grid, that you just have kind of more avenue of like getting resources from the game, and then there's usually like anchoring prices for gold. There's no hard currency in the game, there's just gold, which is a little bit strange, but yeah, I guess they know what they're doing, but let's see. It can still work well. Also, the other interesting thing, you can have this recycle button, which kind of bombs the whole grid. You get these from daily quests, and if you're desperate, like I said, because just kind of grab seems kind of to show here. You do it, and then the whole thing resets. No, I'm not doing it because I want this. Yeah. Moving forward, this was the card progression. Yeah, there's like a lot of leaders here, 3 from each faction, and then some more. Regarding troops, they launched with 54 troops, which I think is very comparable to Clash Royale. We launched with 53, if I remember correctly. So pretty much the same kind of collection width.
Question. Yeah. Which games do you think this is going to be competing with? Because this is very much more hardcore, right, than Clashes. And maybe not they're going after that audience. Like, which audience do you think they're trying to go after? Like,
I think it's going
small giant games type of territory?
I think
what,
it's
like...
even going to compete with Hearthstone, literally, because it's Blizzard fan base.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. So I think it's even going to compete with Hearthstone, even though it's different genres, because Hearthstone is CCG. This is like action, real-time.
Still the same audience, though.
Yeah, still the same audience. And this is the thing, like, is that same formula. So we played World of Warcraft before, and now we don't have time for that, but we have time for these other mobile shenanigans, which try to emulate that nostalgia and experience later. So, yeah, I think it's going to compete with that, maybe with Clash Royale, but
for a short period of time until people understand it's hard as fuck, and then they move back.
Yeah, I don't think so. Like pro Clash Royale players, or like Clash Royale is an esport to begin with, like currently. So yeah, I don't know that if they're switching into this. Then we have the spend depth. So I tried to calculate the spend depth.
Wait.
So back to spend depth. So spend depth is actually much higher than I thought that it would be.
It's not $250.
Yeah, what we calculated with Marvel Snap. Yeah, this is definitely not Marvel Snap, even though some mechanics, as I mentioned, are taken from it, like the you level what you play thing. But regarding spend up, this is even higher than your typical Clash Royale, which I think at the start was something like 25k or something like that, counting the gold and the shards. Here with gold, it took me something like 4k euros, and then shards are problematic because shards you don't really, can buy that consistently. Like you can buy from these chests or offers or whatever in the shop. Let's say if I use the current multiplayer on my level, because keep in mind these changes as I progress, you get more shards for same amount of gold. So if I would count it now with kind of this chest being like 4.4 gold, 4.1 shard per gold, it would be something like 35k or something like that to upgrade all of the collection to and all of the units to legendary. That would be pretty much it. If we would just take one full deck in a way, because keep in mind that this is like all of that, like full spender. But if you don't really need that to compete, the effective spender, like a full deck for me, which means 1 leader and 6 units altogether, fully max legendary, whatever, everything that we got, is something around 4,700.
Oi.
There's just one deck.
And
the whole collection, as I said, is around 40k currently, if on this level. But this will go down as I progress, because again, shards get cheaper and so on. So, but gold gets the same. Full gold collection regarding just the gold, like that won't get kind of lower. It's 4k.
But that's you giving them a compliment, right? That's a good thing.
Yeah, like usually we are kind of encountering ex-Blizzard games kind of having very low spend.
So now this is 40k. So 40k will give you the whole game.
Yeah, it's like as I said, this is making like 600k a day. And like, don't get me wrong, these offers are done pretty well. Like, this is not what I expected, that Blizzard would run the typical kind of a fixed offers, progression offers, and seasonal offers.
This Arclight booster is top 1 selling SKU.
Of course, but it's like,
it's no-brainer.
No-brain offer.
Yeah.
So, amazing
no-brainer,
job.
But you are cheap fuck, you didn't buy it.
Because I wanted to feel the free-to-play.
We're actually playing at my house on Friday, and I was like, which one of these are going to buy? And he's like, I never make IAP purchases.
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
What? And I'm like, why? And he's like, because it takes away from the free-to-play experience and cubby holes me into making purchases. I'm like, buy something.
On one hand, it makes sense.
5 minutes later, Felix was there begging, like, Remo, please, can you pass this level for me?
I'm an ad guy. I play hyper casual stuff.
Oh my god!
I never lose, and I started losing.
See, this is the mass market appeal. Like, Felix wasn't able to progress there in first day. So
first day, of course. I mean,
that's like, let's see. Last but not least, technical issues. I'm sorry.
Wait, let me say something on ads before, because there are no ads, right? So it's going to be very short. I don't think this game can support ads because of all the technical issues they already have, because they're just add on top of it.
Yeah. To put more ads in.
Until I talk about this thing, like literally I found this on the subreddit of the game where people were literally having phone covered in ice because it's overheating so much.
Overheating so much, man. It was just unbearable. I was like, why the fuck is my phone so hot? I play.
For me, the overheating isn't that big of a problem. The biggest problem for me is, of course, the gruesome loading times, sometimes longer than the match itself. Like some matches are very fast, like 40 seconds. Loading times can take like up to 60 seconds, like very, very long. So yeah, don't get me wrong. It should be optimized better, especially when people start comparing the Clash Royale, which is super hyper optimized. It's like 5 seconds loading time. But I get that, like you need to load it fucking big level, of course. But why do you need to load it every single time when you restart it? So yeah, the other thing is, as I said, overheating, crashing.
How many times did your game crash? I'm on level 12. I count it's crashed for me at least five times.
7 to 8 times a day if I play.
A day, like five times a day. It's just
the other big problem, it doesn't sync properly between devices. So if I play now on my emulator and I play on my mobile phone,
but that's illegal.
That's not illegal, man. It's normal. Why do they have then the Battle.net account to sync this between devices?
It's cheating.
I have gold in minus. I have my gold in minus on my mobile
because
phone
they know you're cheap fuck. They know
properly.
They sync too well.
They sync too well. So yeah, that's there. And then last things there regarding the announcements that were run through BlizzCon on Friday. So they already said they're going to run new seasons. Seasons make like 6 weeks duration currently, and each season there's going to be a new leader, new unit added into it, like typical kind of Clash Royale formula. Don't see something different. They already announced the raids, the Ragnaros raid, as I mentioned, which is very, very kind of. I'm really looking forward to this because the end game of this game will be PvE focused. I'm really looking to play. Like, would be great if we could play the raid. By the way, Matej.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm not gonna drop this game after the podcast.
Let's try to play.
Don't worry. I'm busy on that day. You're raiding.
Yeah.
Playing hyper casual
only
games.
2 people
so
at the time. No worries.
Don't worry. It's fine.
Yeah. So again,
we need to play something together. Diablo 4 anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Let's play Space Marine 2 when it comes out.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sure.
So it's a typical Blizzard formula. They're gonna push like all of the very, very nostalgic, famous content of World of Warcraft into this game. It plays very well for them. The audience wants it. Like they want to again relive that old times of their raiding and dungeoneering and stuff like that. There's gonna be Skull Omens and Moonglade Dungeon Zones. There's gonna be PvP updates even with replays. Don't know if that's gonna really help them that much. And then of course they, I think, added more kind of a legendary kind of upgrade materials or stuff like that. So just new content, new maps, new heroic campaigns. Like every kind of content vector is going to be extended pretty much, with the new feature being great. So that's that. It's your typical thing. And also, by the way, this was the highlight. They haven't have a boost slot, which is kind of really common within these games. Boost slot is a slot that later down the line, when the progressions get so kind of tight, it really takes so much time to upgrade a new unit. Therefore, you're literally discouraged to get new units because it takes so much time to upgrade. So boost slot is the slot where you put a new unit completely under-leveled and it automatically levels up to your collection level. Ooh. So they're going to have that. AFK Arena has it from the start. So literally no innovation here. But yeah, it's good that at least some quality of life things are being implemented kind of quite fast. But for me, please solve the technical issues. That will be the best feature to announce.
It's like that's the lowest hanging fruit in the whole universe, I guess. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. But it should be.
They definitely need to do something with it in order to be not even mass market. Just Blizzard people are already complaining very hard on the Reddit and like the forums that I've seen already. I'm complaining too, so it's not.
Of course you are. You always complain.
Yeah, but it's a Blizzard game. People are kind of used to some standards, so
yeah, that's true.
Go with it. Change the font in the loading screen.
Yeah.
So why do you even care about the font in the?
Because it's what you look at the most. Because honestly, the loading screens are so long.
Weren't so long. That's why I care.
That's okay.
If people start, to care about your font at the loading screens, your loading screens are too damn high.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like if it takes too long to load, then you pay attention to terrible details. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, I get that.
So that's there. But like for me, like this seems to me like the usual kind of Christmas feeling when I open a new Blizzard game, like from the start, and especially the ones that are focused on nostalgia, like Hearthstone and this one. Very, very similar feeling, very similar kind of progression, very similar kind of content pace. Again, if you're a Blizzard fanboy, this will be great. If you're not, you're gonna get fucked. It's as simple as that, because the mechanics ramp up so fast. Like so.
Yeah.
That's
it's very complex. It's very complex, but on the other hand, that's kind of like you feel the strategy element that you kind of need to pay attention, and then you can play, win, whatever. If you're stuck somewhere, then you just need to change the strategy because X, Y, Z, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you change the strategy and suddenly you win. It's great.
Yeah, like one last thing, I'm really kind of looking forward how this thing's gonna get like this whole kind of unique way of progression, because now they're combining the kind of Clash Royale progression with bits of Marvel Snap progression, bits of like the usual core like star level progression. If somebody's gonna copy it, I'm kind of very, very curious, because this seems like literally custom tailored to this, but still I don't think so it works that well in a way, because for me the biggest gripe is the pacing here. As I said, like all of the things that are like regarding characters are unlocked immediately, which is kind of too fast for mobile user. Definitely any mobile user, even Blizzard person, like it's kind of very, very fast. Like even Hearthstone has much easier progression to get into. So maybe I think they will try to get, like, if they even need to, kind of rebalance a little bit their early game to smoothen out the funnel. But other than that, yeah. So my realistic rating would be something like 8.5. Half a point down because of the technical issues, because like,
okay,
you're fucking Blizzard, sorry.
Yeah.
And then
standards.
1 point away because this is definitely like mobile first. Well, it is a mobile first, but like very, very hard to get into. The approachability, it's very, very hard there. But otherwise than that, the game is amazing. Like
it's great. It's great. Yeah,
very like once you get into it, it has very satisfying mechanics, very satisfying core gameplay, very satisfying monetization, I guess so, because we see the ramp up there.
Yeah, quite heavily.
It's very robust. There's giant spend depth. It's amazing. So yeah, definitely 8.5 from my side.
I give it a 0 out of 10 for ad monetization because it has no ad, and then you get a 0.
These guys won't have ads, man.
Never.
Yeah,
even though they could earn 12 to 20% easily from ad monetization, but it's not even.
That's the thing. If they care about 10 to 20%, that's the thing. Like
if they had a good UA team, they would care because of the opportunities would open up for them on the UA front, which is a good segment.
Which is a good segment and segue as well.
Segue, sorry, not segment.
My different, because your segment is over, but my segment is going to be very short as well. Oh well, it's not going to be, because I want to talk about like how they actually got into the global launch, because the soft launch was quite long, right? It was a year.
Yeah. No, like I don't know. It was in soft launch. It was just kind of stealth mode, was it?
It was in soft launch.
Beta.
Family beta, but they opened up the game to Philippines, then Australia, Canada.
But when, in August?
In August.
Sooner?
In August.
So what, 3 months?
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah,
3 months.
Not here, but just like I guess friends and family beta run.
Yeah, okay, but this is kind of like monetization stage. Let's call it that way. So they also added Nordic, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Finland. Nothing else. So when I was looking into this kind of 2 weeks ago, your typical game won't make in monetization stage around like $1.5 million, I guess. So it's slightly different soft launch than you would see for like a different mobile games. But I guess this is kind of like Warcraft, Blizzard, 10K daily in-app revenues, which may be even more because of the Sadness multiplier we use. So it could be like 20. Anyway, right now, if it's 600, then kind of makes sense, right? They kind of took a very different, or not very different, but different approach, because I think even now they kind of show it. They don't care about the UA that much. It's just like their soft launch strategy was more about community building and like sharing content updates and all of these things, like building fun pages. I've never seen like so many fun pages like in the normal mobile game, or not normal, like different mobile game, like traditional mobile games, not Blizzard type of thing, because they had Reddit, they built
because they're
YouTube,
focusing only their Blizzard audience community.
Exactly. YouTube, then they Twitter, and they have still Twitter, even Instagram page and Discord channels. I think like when I checked it was like Discord was like 1.5 thousand. No, it was 5,000 members. I didn't check it now, but I
Reddit
guess
is already something like 20K.
Yeah, so now it's like.
But that is organic. You don't control that.
Exactly. Yeah, it's organic, but it's also Discord kind of. It's the same thing. But anyway, like they were getting like 2,000 players per day, and so the thing is now, like, what do you think the CPIs are for this type of game? Like, or
50.
what? How much?
50 at least.
Optimized?
No, 50. I think could be around like 20. Even like you have like Warcraft IP, right? So you have Warcraft IP. So
Are they running UA, by the way?
It looks like they started on Saturday, but so this is the thing. In soft launch, they used mainly Applavin for some reason, Google, and Unity. A very small Facebook, very very small Facebook, because I checked.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know. It's not a very typical mix for the soft launch, because you have usually bigger Facebook in soft launch, and then Google quite big, and then you have maybe Applavin and Unity afterwards. Now it seems, for some, like I checked multiple tools, it seems like they're running only Facebook and Google, nothing else. So that's the weird part. So you run Applavin in soft launch, you have no playables, because I guess like nobody knows what playables are in Blizzard, I guess. And then you have a little bit of Unity. So it's like in these kind of countries, which is Canada, Australia, and like Nordics, like what do you think what you can get like in terms of inventory on like Applavin and Unity? I mean, it's like very small. There's like you use kind of like Facebook and Google, because Google is in these countries, I mean, still quite small, but it's way more used than like Applavin and Unity in these countries, because the overall potential reach could be in like hundreds of thousands players. Well, not hundreds of thousands, but yeah, it's quite less than millions, let's say in the tier 1 like Germany or UK, or then later on in US. So very different approach, but then kind of they focused more on the community building. And then I was like, okay, well, what about Facebook? I was trying to get some information from Facebook, which I kind of got, and then they spent like 1.5 thousand on one creative, then on other creative.
Big spenders, huh? Getting right. That,
on the other creative is like $200. It's like, what?
Like, really pushing their credit limits, huh?
Exactly. And now I see that there's like one creative in Germany, and in 2 days or 3 days they spent 2,000, which is like 600 a day. Like, come on, guys. It's very low. But until like yesterday, I didn't see any spend at all, and I was very worried that like they didn't spend anything. But then on the other hand, like it's all organics, like the hype and what Jakub mentioned, like all like BlizzCon and all the fun stuff, pre-registration. It's Warcraft as well, right? So it's kind of like being built some kind of hype itself because of the IP. But then when I'm looking at the creatives, it was very small amount of creatives in the soft launch. Now it's very small amount of creatives as well. So if we talk about the creative depth, there's like zero creative depth.
Yeah, they have the free-to-play spend, but not the free-to-play UA spend.
Yes, I mean, I have to say, like, the quality of the creatives is absolutely amazing, right? Like
of course it is.
It's like there's no other. It's like a different universe, right? It's like it's just not enough creative concepts. It's just one kind of in soft launch. It was like one kind of. I will show it after you kind of finally win something. I will show the creatives. So there is like the trailer, which was cut into small pieces, which is also like happening now. There's one trailer and it's like cut into 6-second videos. I was like, okay, that sounds like
machine one.
Yeah, it's like sounds like more like bumper ads on YouTube, but it's like used on Facebook as well. It's like I don't see this strategy work quite well because you said it, I said it, Felix said it as well. It's just very complex. So what do you want to show in these videos? I guess if you are kind of targeting the Warcraft audience, yes, you will show the IPs and all the heroes you know from the past. But if you are trying to get the strategy players and all of like maybe a little bit wider audience, you should use something else, right? Like strategy elements and all of the fun different things. But they have like few hooks. You will be pleased, Felix. It's kind of nice. I mean, it looks amazing.
Are they in the running for Captain Hook of the Year?
Most probably no. Captain Hook is. I mean, the hooks are nice, but it's like all 3D CGIs. Like it's just good looking. I mean, it's not like you have the whiteout survival types of hooks. Those are contenders for the Captain Hook. Anyway, so I think the creative depth is just not there. And then like they have only 2 kind of UA channels, which is Facebook and Google at the moment. I hope this is gonna expand, but on the other hand, I kind of I don't see that's gonna happen because it's just different.
It's gonna rely on organic.
Yeah, but how long you can rely on organics?
We'll see how strong the Warcraft IP is. Pretty much that's how long, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Does a game like this need UA? Like really?
Every mobile game needs UA.
Oh, come on. Like, what the fuck is this question about? Like,
no, I just want to get a discussion going. I agree that it needs UA, but I just wanted, like, probably what they're thinking is that it doesn't, right?
But what's like, it needs UA for what exactly?
Every mobile game needs UA, man.
But for what? What do you want to get? Like users? Yes. In that case, yes. You can't just rely on like getting these featurings all the time from Apple and Google. Like the featurings are not even the same quality as they were before.
Yeah, features don't exist these days.
Yeah. Can you finally win? I want to showcase the creatives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not that many creatives anyway, so you can play
ahead.
for. Yeah, you can. Oh, nice. Okay. Because then.
By the way, I have a kicker question before you finish.
Tell me.
Do you think Microsoft will change their approach here?
How? No, I don't think so.
In a way that they will, let's say, push for mobile UA or try to go more on.
I mean, if it was Applavin, then I would say yes, but like Microsoft
don't know how mobile works.
Yeah, like how?
They just look at UA as a cost, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't spend it.
Yeah, don't spend it.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty good hook.
Yeah, it was quite a good hook. Also like the music, right? So that's fine. But these are from the soft launch. So I
I'd love to know how much they paid for these creatives.
This is just cut out their main video.
Yeah. So the main video is like 1 minute
one
long.
intern cut it into pieces. That's it.
Yeah.
That's how much they paid.
That's most probably, yes.
This is the one where they're downloading like 5 gig of content and you have to watch the video.
Exactly. Yeah. And people are just complaining like how big this is. Play for free. So it's like all the fun. I mean, now we're getting into this. And again, this is quite nice, but then why would you use the headline in first 3 seconds and then just with like no background, nothing? It's just like wasted 3 seconds of the
dominate the battle is clearly not from my gameplay.
You are definitely not dominating, right? Okay.
No. Unless Remo's playing for me, because then I was.
Then yeah, okay, you're dominating. I know, right? And that's it, right? So it's all of that's it, basically.
Sounds like or looks like Pokemon intro.
No, Sailor Moon intro.
Maybe a little bit.
But by the way, there's this giant hidden opportunity here to sell the minis physically.
Yeah,
like they have the Skylanders brand.
Oh, that's a great point.
Sell the things as merchandise immediately.
Yeah, of course, immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, at least like we have different music, but again, that's it.
Using Vivaldi as the music here is perfect because I guess there's no IP you have to pay on it.
Okay,
I like
and then this is like
in the halls of Mountain Giant. That's even better.
This is basically the. Okay, no, still the same thing. We saw it already.
Will you master the Rumble?
Of course. Like again, like do you see like this is the like 2 videos all over again?
Yeah.
Slightly adjusted, nothing else. Like this is exactly the same what we saw before, and now again going head to head. So they're using these different headlines, same music, different text and headlines.
The crazy thing is, for me, like, they don't know enough about UA. I would say that they don't even realize they can put in like, there's no ads in this game, and people love that. The creators,
based no Wi-Fi games or like
exactly.
no ads game.
Yeah,
choosing army. Okay, and this is basically it. So you have this IP, and you can, oh my god, you can just use it so more efficient, like way more efficiently. And then there's like 4 other videos which I'm gonna just add into the post production afterward, because it's nothing that we didn't see already.
Yeah.
So basically, what we are now, I think we can wrap it up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say 1 out of 10, because it's like so much more potential that we can actually see here. But yeah, I guess hopefully we will see it during the year when they.
We definitely keep it on our review radar.
Oh yeah,
so
100%.
We'll definitely return with the prediction. Final call prediction for first man revenue.
Whoosh.
15 mil on my side.
15. Oh, okay. 25.
Felix?
I'll say 18. It's so out of my wheelhouse, man. I do ads. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
I do ads. 0 on ads for sure.
And with that,
ads,
we see you next time.
See you next time. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Matej,
Okay.